Hi guys, welcome back. We are on 9-4, solving quadratic equations by factoring. We're on the notes. We're on question number 5. So let's go ahead and write that down. We have x squared plus 7x plus 12 equals 0. Cool. Nice. This one has not been factored. I don't see parentheses anywhere. So let's do our x. So what are the factors of 12? So what multiplies to give you 12, but adds to give you 7? What multiplies to give you 12, but adds to give you 7? So think of two numbers that multiply to give you 12, but combine to give you 7. This is where some of you were really struggling a couple weeks ago. So two numbers, you might need a multiplication chart. Think of two numbers that multiply to give you 12, that add to give you 7. If you said 4 and 3, I concur. 4 and 3 are the two numbers. So let's write this as x plus 4 and x plus 3. Cool. We know if we multiply this all out here, it's going to go right back to the original. Now that it's factored, we've already practiced what to do. We set each parenthesis equal to 0, and we solve. Beautiful. And at this point, we should know what these mean. These are our zeros, our roots, our solutions, our x-intercepts. Yep, that's what it is. Awesome. First answer is -4 and -3. Let's look at question number 6. Question number 6. Okay, here we go. We have x squared plus 2x minus 15 equals 0. And it does need to be equal to 0 at the end, because typically we would see a y sitting here. And they're asking us, hey, when y is 0, what is the answer to this? And when y is 0, those are all the points sitting on the x-axis. Okay, so let's factor this sucker. We have our x. So we're thinking of two numbers that multiply to give us a -15. Two numbers that multiply to give us -15. That combine in some way to give us 2. But I like to say what multiplies to give me 15 but subtracts to give me 2. It helps my brain see it a little bit better. So I'm going to go with, well, 5 and 3 seem pretty logical. But I need a positive 2. So one of these has to be negative, because two numbers that multiply together to give me a negative, one of them must have been a negative. So I'm going to go with -3. 5 times -3 is -15. Check. 5 take away 3 is a positive 2 on the number line. Oh, I don't know. Let's check it out. 5, go back 3. 1, 2, 3. Looks like a positive 2 to me. So we now have our factors of x plus 5 and x minus 3. And go ahead and solve. So we have x plus 5 equals 0 and x minus 3 equals 0. And go ahead and solve. And we solve by opposites. First answer is -5. And second answer is +3. Cool. Why don't you guys go ahead and pause the video and you guys try 7 and 8 on your own. Excellent, excellent. Okay, let's see how you guys did on 7 and 8. We have n squared plus 2n minus 35 equals 0. I'm thinking of two numbers that multiply to give me 35, that subtract to give me a positive 2. So what multiplies to give me -35, but combine in some way to give me a positive 2? Well, 7 times 5, definitely. One of those has to be negative, because that's the only way to get a -35. So I'm going to go with -5 on this one. 7 times -5 is -35. Check. 7, go back 5 on the number line, is a positive 2. Well, let's check. 7, go back 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, we found it. You can't move on until these two factors are correct. Factoring is very important in Algebra 2 Trig. And if you don't have that skill down, it is going to be rough. I'm going to be honest. Okay, so I broke down my factors. I can do, again, a quick check. 7 times -5 is -35. Check. 7 take away 5 is +2. Check. Let me set my two factors equal to 0 and solve away. First answer would be -7. If you got that, congrats. The second answer would be a +5. Cool beans. Awesome blossom. Now let's check question number 8. Last one of these easy breezies, and then they get a little bit more complicated. Cool. Let's take a look at this one. We have a trinomial. Everything is on the left-hand side. They're all together. It's like mom, dad, and baby bear, you know, the 3 little bears there. So we have daddy bear, mama bear, baby bear, and it's all equal to 0. Everyone has to be on one side and is 0 on the other. So it is set up for success. Let's factor this. Things that multiply to give us 24 that add to give us 11. So things that multiply to give us 24 that combine to give us some kind of 11. 24 is a tough one. There are lots of factors of 24. So we have 1 and 24. Well, that does multiply to give me 24, but it doesn't add to give me 11. We have 2 and 12. That doesn't add to give me 11. That adds to give me 14. We have 3 and 8. By golly, we have found it. So let's go back over here. We have our factors that make it true. We have x plus 8 and x plus 3. Cool. Let's set our factors equal to 0 and solve for these beautiful roots or x-intercepts or solutions or zeros. Cool beans. -8 and -3 are our final answer. Awesome. So we have 4 more to go, and it's the last video for this lesson. 9, 10, 11, and 12 are little spicy sandwiches. So you got a lot of fun coming your way. So stop this video and go ahead and watch the next one. Thanks, guys.